I overheard my daughter tell her friends, "Dad is just free childcare now." I said nothing for 3 months. Then I sent one email. The next day, both her job and her marriage started falling apart. Family story. I was standing on the other side of the kitchen island when I heard it. The sliding door to the deck was cracked open just enough for their voices to carry in with the smell of burgers and the sound of kids screaming on the trampoline. My daughter Lauren and her two closest friends from college, Brittany and Kayla, were leaning against the railing with plastic cups of white wine. I had gone inside to grab more paper plates and a fresh bag of chips. That was all. I never meant to eavesdrop. Lauren's voice was light, almost laughing. "Honestly, it's perfect. Dad is just free childcare now. He's retired, he lives 10 minutes away, and he never says no. I don't even have to feel guilty anymore. It's like having a built-in babysitter who actually likes the kids." Brittany laughed. Kayla said something about how lucky she was. I stood there holding the bag of chips, the plastic edges cutting into my palm, and felt something cold settle under my ribs. I walked back out like nothing happened. I smiled when Sophie ran up and hugged my leg. I helped Derek flip the last of the burgers. I stayed until the kids were sticky with ice cream and half asleep in the back of their car. I waved as they drove off under the streetlights of our quiet subdivision. Then I went home to my empty house, sat at the kitchen table, and stared at the wall for a long time. That was the first night of the 3 months I said nothing. I kept showing up. Every Tuesday and Thursday I picked Sophie and Ethan up from school. I packed their snacks. I sat through soccer practice in a folding chair while other grandparents traded recipes and complained about HOA rules. On Fridays I took them to the little park with the good swings so Lauren could finish a big project or Derek could stay late at the office. I cooked simple dinners when they both worked late. Chicken and rice. Spaghetti. The same meals my late wife used to make when the kids were small. I never mentioned what I had overheard. I never asked for a thank you that went beyond a quick text. But I started watching more carefully. Lauren had always been organized. Now her calendar was full of late meetings that somehow never showed up on the shared family app. She came home smelling like a different perfume some nights. Her phone stayed face down on the counter. Once, when she left it charging in the kitchen, a message lit up the screen. Just a first name. Ryan. No last name. No context. I didn't touch the phone. I just remembered the name. 2 weeks later I was early for pickup and saw her car still in the school parking lot. She was sitting inside talking on the phone, laughing in a way I hadn't heard in a long time. When she noticed me she ended the call fast and waved like everything was normal. That night at dinner she told Derek she had been on a conference call with a client in Seattle. Derek believed her. I kept my eyes on my plate. The 3rd month was when the pattern became impossible to ignore. Late nights increased. The kids started asking why mommy was always tired. Derek started working longer hours too, or at least that was what he said. One Saturday morning I arrived early because Sophie had a birthday party and needed a ride. The house was quiet. Lauren's laptop was open on the dining table. The screen had timed out, but the email tab was still visible. I wasn't looking for anything. I just reached over to wake it so I could close the lid and keep the kids from touching it. The message that appeared was short and unmistakable. It was from Ryan. It talked about the hotel near the airport, the room number, and how careful they had to be because your husband still trusts you. I closed the laptop. I sat down hard in one of the dining chairs. The house smelled like the coffee Lauren had left half drunk. Outside, a neighbor's lawnmower started up. Ordinary Saturday sounds. Inside my chest something finally cracked. I didn't confront her. I didn't call Derek. I didn't even raise my voice when she came downstairs 10 minutes later in yoga pants and a messy bun, smiling like the world was still solid. I just told her the kids were ready and that I would drop them at the party. She thanked me the same way she always did, quick, distracted, already looking at her phone. That night I sat at my own kitchen table with a blank email open on my laptop. The cursor blinked. I typed Derek's personal email address. I attached 3 screenshots I had taken earlier that day when Lauren left her phone unlocked on the counter while she ran upstairs. Messages between her and Ryan. Times. Places. A photo of a hotel keycard on a nightstand. I wrote one sentence above the attachments. You deserve to know the truth. I'm sorry. I hit send at 11:47 p.m. on a Tuesday. Then I closed the laptop, turned off the lights, and went to bed. The next morning my phone started buzzing before 6. Missed calls from Lauren. Then from Derek. Then a text from Lauren that just said, "Dad, what did you do?" I didn't answer any of them. I made coffee. I sat on the back porch and watched the sun come up over the same quiet street I had lived on for 23 years. By 9 o'clock I knew the email had done exactly what I expected. Derek had driven to Lauren's office. He had walked past the front desk and into the open workspace where she sat 3 cubicles away from Ryan. There had been raised voices. People had stopped typing. Someone from HR had appeared. Lauren left early that day and never went back the same way. By the afternoon, the company had placed her on administrative leave pending an investigation into the relationship with a direct supervisor. Ryan was already being questioned. Their carefully hidden hotel nights and late client calls were suddenly company business. Derek packed a bag that same night. He told Lauren he needed time. He took the kids to his brother's place across town. The house that had always been full of backpacks and soccer cleats went quiet. Lauren called me 17 times. I let everyone go to voicemail. I still picked the kids up from school when Derek asked. I still made sure Sophie had her favorite stuffed rabbit and Ethan had his water bottle. I still sat in the same folding chair at soccer practice. But I no longer answered the door when Lauren's car pulled into my driveway after dark. I no longer opened the texts that said she was sorry, that she never meant for any of this, that I had ruined everything. 3 months of silence had been long enough. One email had been enough.